out of Glendale, Arizona. Definitely launching that number 8. He was your fast qualifier, and it only took him 1 lap to do it. So Bob qualified at a 14.588, and he's turning a 14.303. Got a nice little speed bump back there the driver's going to have to contend with as they're coming out of turn number 2. And a white flag out for Bob. That's service launch number 8. Following in the footsteps of Bob Rain Sr., Bob, a wing sprint car driver from back in the 70s, the old Manzanita track. And Bob Rain Jr. carrying on the legacy of his dad. So let's see what he can do on the racetrack. But I'll tell you, Pettis is definitely showing Rick Zeal what that number 2 car is made of here tonight. About a 15 car length lead. Rick Zeal, a little bit of handling issues back there in turn number 2, but all the drivers are. Slowing down Don Sink at that number 55. Hopefully he keeps his line down there on the low side. Pettis coming up right in midfield. Trying to stay out of that bumpy road back there. Zeal slides around Sink. Well, nice to hear one of our racers, Justin Grau, taking a night off from working on his car, and here in the grandstands, glad to see you enjoying some great ASCS wing sprint car action. All right, so Alex Pettis takes the win. Rick Zeal settling for second in his heat race qualifier. Hey, once again, if you start feeling dust or some debris, there are safety glasses behind the grandstand area. Rick Zeal leading them around. We're looking for a green flag as they hit that turn 4 cone, and there we go. Casey Buckman and that number 91, not wasting any time. Neither is Bob Ream Jr. and number 8. Rick Zeal takes advantage of Buckman going high. He slides down low and leads after 1. Bob Ream Jr. from the middle of the pack makes it all the way up into second in lap number 2. A little bit more experience between that 20 car and that number 8 car. Casey Buckman still learning the ropes, but nonetheless a strong driver in his own right. Colton Hardy comes up hot and heavy number 74. The way Rick Zeal has opened up that lead, he's turned at 14 and a half going around. Zeal qualified just a hair over 15 seconds. And so he shaved a good half second off of his qualifying time. Yellow flag out. We have got slowdown in turn number 2. And it looks like Mike Crooks in the number 22 car. Back to green, 4 down. Zeal launches it out, Bob Ream. See what Bob can do. Bob's always been really consistent. Beginning of the race, end of the race. Drivers are starting to get a nice, smooth racing surface in the center of the track. Colton Hardy kind of taking advantage of the low side. Watch what happens to Colton as he went high side that go round because he caught that little bump back there outside of turn number 2. He learned from it. Rick Zeal and Bob Ream Jr. heading down the back straightaway. Equidistant, lap after lap after lap. Lap number 7 coming around, starting lap number 8. Las Cruces, New Mexico's the real deal and the bullet. Bob Ream have a little problem right there in turn number 1 as he went through back there, starting lap number 8. Got it squared back around and see if he can't pick up a little bit of momentum. Don Sink goes low to stay out of the way of the faster cars there in that red number 55. Colton Hardy in that number 74 coming on strong. He is looking good, like he's gaining some ground. In the number 12, running a distant 4th right now into turn number 3. Here comes your leader across the start-finish line, Rick Zeal, the 20Z car out of New Mexico. Bob Ream looks like he's picking up a little bit of real estate between he and that blue and white racer. Gonna get dicey as they come around, some slower cars in the way. Advantage Bob Ream right now. What's Rick Zeal gonna do? So rough break for the bullet. Right rear tire has gone south. I would just look it up to see what between he and Rick Zeal. They are both on the north side of 40 years old. And Rick Zeal, your leader, Colton Hardy, now closing in that number 74 along the back stretch into 3. Your third place car now is James Mosier in that cowboy machine, the back straightaway, car number 12. There's your leader with a half-lap lead over the third place car, Colton Hardy. That number 74 car coming on strong. Colton Hardy up on the high side, low side, Rick Zeal. Oh man, I'll tell you, they were going so strong, the 4U car right there of James Aragon. He was limping down the front straightaway, and have limped right out into the pits. However, he's playing it strategic in that this way he just brings out the yellow flag and an opportunity, well, if he would stay in his car, it would be the opportunity to get a restart. Don't know what the cars are spaced the way they cross the start-finish line. Very little change in the revs of these motors as they go around this racetrack. All the downforce of that wing getting those cars to stick right on the track. Rick Seal out there opening up that lead over Colton Hardy. Your third place car with nobody else in the way is James Mosier, that number 12 machine out of Corrales, New Mexico. Lap number 23 going to start as Rick Seal crosses that start-finish line along the back straightaway. There's a white flag for the real deal. Colton Hardy, one last shot at it unless something happens to that big blue car. Rick Seal's going to pick up his first win of the 2016 racing season, and it's right here, and you'll hear him tell you it's one of his favorite racetracks. Let's go Colton Hardy, a nice strong win, nice strong second place finish. Colton Hardy in that number 74, and James Rick Seal,
Rick, fantastic race out there, and definitely worked out for you here tonight at Arizona Speedway. Been a little while since we've seen you in victory lane. How you feeling right now?
Oh, I feel great. It's been way too long since we've been up here. I'm just glad to do it in front of you fans here. You're a great crowd here, a great racetrack, and I thank you guys all, and thank you, Jonah.
Hey, you drove a heck of a race, and you guys did something a little different tonight with the qualifying, and everything just clicked for you guys tonight as a team.
Yeah, I mean, the track was weird. It had a whole lot of water. We got to qualify, which is we're not used to doing that. That's a little different. But it put on a good show for you fans, and I'm glad we're up here on the front.
Yeah, you did a fantastic job, and it extends your points lead here in 2016. Working on number 8, that's a heck of an accomplishment.
Yeah, I actually work on number 9, but I love it.
So who'd you like to thank for putting you out here tonight?
Oh, I can't thank my Uncle John enough. He owns the car, helps me wrench on it during the week, gets us here. Brian Carlson turns the wrenches. Bay Hayes, he's not here tonight due to the hot weather. Lucas Oil, TI-22, Mesilla Valley Transportation, the Racetrack, and all you great fans that show up and watch us do what we love to do.
You still got a lot of right rear tire left tonight.
Yeah, amazing.
Let him hear it, folks. Your 8-time defending champion and your current 2016 leader in the ASCS Southwest Division, the 20 car, Rick Seal.
of issue off the rolling start, not getting it all fired, all 8 cylinders firing on it. Meanwhile, Shipley comes around all by himself out there like he was before we went green, and Zach Madrid out there in the 5Z car, now putting the heat on Shipley. Lap and a half to go. As Madrid working, getting a nice little slide. Shipley not really letting the track do a whole lot of work for him. There he's got that slide in there. It slides from the mid part of the track down to the cushion. Zach Madrid got to try to come around and capitalize on the final 2 turns as the drivers shoot down the front stretch. It's going to go to Kyle Shipley, Zach Madrid, and the number 98 of Matt Lundy. And there's your actual finish, just the way they did on the white flag lap. Kiesler rounding out your 4. And the number 63 car, Joey Shepner, in that number 17. Get them going. Who do you think it's going to be? Keep your eye on that Zach Madrid, that 5Z car out there. Don Kiesler, a winner in his own right. Madman Matt Lundy, number 98. Anybody's race. Conrad Santa Cruz drops the green. Kyle Shipley with that early shipping lead right off the get-go, started out on the outside of the front row. That's what he did with his heat race as well. Matt Lundy in the blue car with the yellow numbers. Running in second, lifting that front end up off the ground. A lot of torque in that NAPA Desert Sprint car for Lundy. Although the way this track is handling on that backside, I don't know if that's torque or if he is launching it off that little bit of a speed bump there at the beginning of the back straightaway. Zach Madrid in that 5Z car, holding his own for that 3rd position. Lundy having some issues with the back end busting loose in turn number 2. He gets it straightened back around, lost him a little bit of his momentum, but he's picked that up with no problem at all. That number 98 car is coming on strong. Keep your eye on Matt Lundy out of Peoria. This guy's got 2 championships in the books, 2012 and 2014. Just about launching that car. Heading into the back straightaway, down the front straightaway. Got the passing flag for the number 88 of Aaron Jones. So Kyle Shipley just having his own way right from the drop of the green flag. Getting ourselves almost to the halfway point. Shipley turning the fast times out there at a 17:07.9. That's his quick time thus far. Sliding around the slower cars. Lundy doing the same, as is Zach Madrid. Zach Madrid right there, a straightaway distance between he and the number 1 car. Joey Shepner in the number 17, not running his usual power. Shepner's been a winner here at previous weeks at the Arizona Speedway. Shipley bringing it around, turn number 4 down the main straightaway. We're at lap number 13 and making it 14 for the OG car out of Peoria, or Youngtown rather. But hey, look out, the madman on the rail down low, Matt Lundy in the number 98 car. Looking for that opportunity, this might be it. They're going to get together, gets turned around. Coming up from behind, Matt Lundy had things looking good. Now he's trying to play catch up now, and Zach Madrid coming up behind him. So Shipley coming out of the straightaway, clicking off another one. 2 laps to go between that white flag out there. Green to white, all by himself up at the outside. Position number 2 on the start. And there's a white flag for the young man out of Youngtown. And I'll tell you, Zach Madrid, if this was a 25 lap or even a 23 lap main, might have had that win. Shipley holds on. I tell you, for a guy who has got aerospace in his blood, been an aviation tech at Honeywell Aerospace, an aircraft technician at Cutter Aviation.
Lead. Madrid tried to put the pass on you there on the last lap, on lap number 20. You held him off, took the checkers at the end. How do you feel right now?
I am so stoked. Oh my gosh! You know what? We're missing my brother out here tonight. He's out of town on business, and he's one of the best. He's one of the hardest ones to beat out here. But you know what? We got some stiff competition out here. I mean, Matt Lundy, Zach Madrid, man, he's proven to be strong right off the get-go. Man, Zach probably had a little bit better car than me. Unfortunately, he had to start a little bit behind us. But, you know, that was so exciting. I hope the fans got their money's worth. My buddy Andrew, he actually told me, man, I think you really ought to consider the high side. So, you know what? I took it to the high side and I let it rock. And, oh, man, this car's just been amazing. My friend Alex Pettis, he's helped me so much with setup. And Bob Bishop, he's always here when we're having motor issues, or if we have issues at all, really. And, man, we're just so stoked to be up here. It's fine. It's a dream come true for me to win a sprint car race. This is my very first sprint car race win, and I'm so overwhelmed with joy right now, and I'm so excited for that paycheck.
Hey, let him hear you one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Taking home his first NAPA sprint car win, the 0 car, Kyle Shipley.
Here comes Aaron Hendrick down on the low side, out of turn number 2. Darren Oldie in that 47. Look at, he made his way all the way back from row number 5 and now up in contention in the top 5. Mike Babbitt in that 50 SR car, 42-year-old driver out of Queen Creek, only his second year of racing. And then you've got Speedy Madrid right there in that number 15 car, been around a few laps himself. And of course Larry Brigner, the Brigner family race team, sliding on up on the outside, back straightaway. Solidifies it with the straightaway shot to take the lead in lap number 4. Cut up on Smeltzer, see if Smeltzer stays high. Hold your course there, Robert, and everything will be good. Brigner gets by. Here comes Madrid, Olney, and Hetrick. Tell you, guy, there's been a couple of drivers who've been a real force in this division. Chaz Baca Jr., usually driving the number 61M. He's racing his modified, I believe, over in Yuma tonight. Oh, he's over in Paris, California this weekend. And the Tyler Meckel always got his car out here. And he's up in Minnesota. So, hey, it gives an opportunity right here to see some Camaros bumping and banging there for third and fourth between Olney and Hetrick. Nice single file line, nose to tail around this racetrack. Start of lap number 8. It is still Larry Brigner. Almost changed his name from Bone to T-Bone. Rough break for Tony Katina here tonight. And Darren Olney trying to get up around Madrid in the number 15. That 47 up on the outside, wasn't able to capitalize on it in turn number 2. Now he's side by side in 3 and around 4. 2 by 2 down the front stretch. Olney has dominated this division in that CBA machine number 47. And right behind him, Kevin Parker. Olney up on the outside. And the number 42. What's going to happen with Smeltzer in that 42? Both the drivers see him. As long as Smeltzer holds his line, they'll be able to drive around him 3 wide down the front stretch. Parker in tow. Olney making it happen on lap number 11, eventually taking that lead. Brigner still right there with him. Kevin Parker with his strongest performance of the year in that number 78. Holding on strong to third, Madrid! Madrid and Hetrick getting it mixed up on that front straightaway. Madrid cuts through the infield and makes a little shorter racetrack out of it, but stays out of the tires. He played Dodge tire out there. And meanwhile, Hetrick is right there to hold on to that 4th spot. Along the back stretch into turn number 3. Larry Brigner is not letting Darren Olney take that lead with sitting down. He is right there with him. If he can't go high, he's got to try to go low. And if he can't go high or low, he may just try to steer right through him. Kevin Parker, if he just minds his time, he may let those 2 lead cars duke it out, let them swap a little bit of paint with a little bit of bumper bashing. Yellow flag comes out. We got Madrid over there in turn number 3 and 4. Spins it around, brings our, actually the first yellow of regular racing out. Rough break. Here's what will determine it right now. Aaron Hendrick in that number 44 car, been winless here this season. See what we can't do to pull that baby back around. He can do it in the turns, but not on the straightaway. Oldie's got just a little more oomph to get him there. White flag in the hand of your flagman. So Darren Oley coming around, making it back-to-back victories here at the Arizona Speedway in that number 47. Larry Brigner has to settle for second. Aaron Hendrick in his own plum crazy number 44. Third, Kevin Parker. Looks like he ended up in the fifth. And Eric Lloyd. Well, let's see. Eric Lloyd, it shows him right in there in the top five as well. So, another great win out there for Darren Olney. He picked up the win on Sunday night of our doubleheader last weekend.
In 2 weeks there, and you cannot beat that. We were watching you out there. You kind of had the same line for everybody. You go down, load it down in 1 and 2, kind of set them up going down the backstretch, pass them on the towards the middle of the track in turn 3 and 4. You did it lap after lap after lap till you're in the front. After that, they kind of started to just follow you around there.
I didn't want you to give away all my secrets there. Actually, what was funny is everybody decided to take the line that I normally run, so I just went to the middle. And nobody was up there, and I'm like, wow, it's still got some grip down up here, so let's go.
Yeah, it was definitely a heavier track than normal, especially for the track conditions. You figured it out faster than anyone else, which put you up here in victory lane for the second week in a row and extend your 2016 points lead.
Man, I know you bust your butt trying to make this as good as it can be. I mean, 100 and what, 15, 16, almost 120 degrees. Yeah, you're going to put a lot of water down. I just wish it wasn't that much because, man, I'm going to have to go to the chiropractor after this one.
Well, you drove a great race. Who would you like to thank for putting you in victory lane again tonight?
My dad, my father-in-law, he helps out a lot. I got Caleb here, my nephew. First time he's been here while I won. My brother, David Jones, let me use his tire machine every week. CBA machine, Hornings County Tax Service, RIPS NAPA, Precision Metal Manufacturing, SMS Metal Fab, Presser Graphics, everybody that helps me out, you fans especially, you guys are the ones keeping me coming back, and you, Jonah, for putting on such a good night.
Hey, you drove a fantastic race, put it in victory lane 2 times in 2 weeks. Let him hear it, folks, one more time.